Good evening, everyone. And first of all, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining me tonight for this live masterclass. There are a lot of people who have joined, so I just want to say thank you for that, and that I'm really excited to have this special live event with you. Let's go ahead and get started because we have so much to cover tonight. You're going to learn so much. So let's go ahead and get started learning these secrets to successful fluent conversations. Now, you're in the right place tonight. If you want the secrets to successful small talk, if you want more confidence to stop feeling frustrated in English discussions, you want more everyday vocabulary so you stop hesitating so much. If you want real spoken English the way that native speakers really use it, not old school English, things that you learned maybe 10, 15, 20 or more years ago in a textbook, and especially if you want more fluency in your conversations to feel more comfortable in your small talk. Now, to say thank you for joining me on a Monday night or Monday afternoon. If you stay till the end, I have a special bonus for you. It's a language exchange guidebook to help you practice with a language partner. And it's like, I don't know, 30 something pages of conversation ideas, example sentences, things you can say. So that's going to be your bonus gift just for coming tonight. And there's another really special bonus if you, this is it, the really special something if you decide to join the Successful Small Talk course today. All right, so on the program today, we're going to look at the easy technique to start a conversation with anyone. It's so easy, even with your current level. We're going to learn what not to do, and this is something that I see students do all the time. They kill the conversation, and that's not what you want to do. So we'll learn what not to do and what to do instead. Also, how to continue when you don't have the exact words, because this happens. I mean, even native speakers, they sometimes forget a specific word, and a technique that you can use to keep a fluid conversation. A little Jedi mind trick, as I call it, for instant confidence. We'll see it's very simple. Any level can do this, and it really works. So we'll see that. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about me because I know that some of you have been following me for a few months, a few weeks, maybe longer. You know, I'm from Mississippi in the south of the United States. I do speak French, but I learned French when I was, 16 or 17 in high school. And you can see me down there with my nephew at a football game in New Orleans, just having a lot of fun back home in the U.S. And of course, many of you know Roman. You can see him down in the photo of our wedding day, which was 10 years ago. So that was us. We were very young. And of course, you know my teaching work with Speak English with Christina, but I also do a lot of presentations at conferences in different countries around Europe all about teaching. So that's me in a nutshell. Speak English with Christina, it's me. I've been teaching since 2004, so 13 years of experience. Like I said, international conference speaker. I am the creator and the one person behind Speak English with Christina TV, me and my little team. And today there are more than 20,000 Speak English ambassadors. These are the students learning English with me every week. If you're here tonight, you're probably one of those ambassadors. So I just want to say thank you so much for following and learning with me. It's really a great privilege to work with you. And now, what about you? What do you want to improve? I want you to think about this question during this masterclass. What is your objective? What can you improve in your small talk? And we're going to see that together, me, you, and the Successful Small Talk course, we can reach that objective. So let's start with the easy technique to feel confident when you start a conversation in English. For example, let's take the context of before a meeting. What can you say to start a conversation? Think about this. Think you're before a meeting with someone maybe that you kind of know. You're waiting for the meeting to start and you want to start a conversation. What can you say? Then what can you, after you've started the conversation, how can you make a connection with this person to encourage the conversation? How can you create a dialogue with this person? And that's the beginning of small talk, really. So think about that. Here's what you can do. The first thing, it's anchor. An anchor is a shared observation, just to start. You want to say something that is connected to your environment. For example, you're before a meeting, you could say something like, I hope this meeting isn't too long, because it's a subject that you have in common, so that's easy to talk about. Next, reveal. You want to reveal something personal about yourself. This is how you build a connection. For example, I'd like to go jogging after work if we don't finish too late. So now the person knows something about you, that you like to go jogging. And then you want to encourage the other person to participate in the conversation. The easiest way is to ask a question. What are you doing after the meeting, for example? So if we put all of those together, the beginning of your conversation sounds like this. I hope the meeting isn't too long. I want to go jogging after work. What are you doing after the meeting? And that's it. It's that simple. You just start by saying something about the context, reveal something about you, and encourage with a question. Another example, and this one is very generic. It could be before a meeting, but it's the weather. It's the most popular small talk conversation. So this one works everywhere. The weather's nice today. If it's nice this weekend, I'd like to go hiking. What about you? Any plans for the weekend? And you've started a easy, friendly, polite conversation in small talk. So don't be shy about starting your conversations. You are capable. You see the little play on words with anchor, something about the context, reveal something about you, and encourage by asking a question to the other person. And that's it. And you've started a conversation. Now, if the other person is asking you questions, you want to be sure that you don't kill the conversations. And this happens so often. You kind of feel like Homer Simpson, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But this is what you should not do. Because if you do this thing, small talk becomes like pulling teeth. And that's an expression in English. If we say something is like pulling teeth, it means it's really difficult, painful, not fun. So avoid this. And we imagine your part is in red. This is what you don't want to do. Someone says, oh, I hope the meeting isn't too long. I want to go jogging after work. What are you doing after the meeting? Nothing special. Or another example, oh, the weather's nice outside today. If it's nice this weekend, I'd like to go hiking. What about you? Any plans for the weekend? Mm, not really. Maybe shopping. No. You're killing the conversation with these responses. So, if you don't develop your answers, if you don't add some details, if you don't continue the conversation, small talk is like pulling teeth. It's just not a pleasant experience for either participant. So here's how you can improve on this. Instead of just saying, "Oh, nothing special," give some ideas. Maybe you don't know exactly what you're going to do, but that's okay. Say something like, "Oh, nothing special. Maybe have a coffee or just return to work." And then you can ask a question back to the other person to show that you're interested in them. Earlier, the person said, "I want to go jogging." So you can ask, "So where do you go jogging?" And the conversation continues. Here's another example. When you're meeting someone new, imagine I come up to you and I say, "Oh, I don't think we've met. I'm Christina. Nice to meet you. What do you do here?" So maybe we're, meeting in the coffee room in our company. And you say, "I'm a project manager." Awkward silence. So I'm waiting for you to develop your answer and you're not doing it. So we're just sitting in silence and it's uncomfortable, especially for Americans. This can be really uncomfortable. So just to let you know. So I would maybe continue. So what kind of projects are you managing at the moment? Some IT projects. And there's the awkward silence again because you didn't develop your answers. And then I might just decide that this conversation is not going anywhere. And I would say, "Okay, well, okay, it was nice to meet you. I have to go to a meeting now. I'm running late." Or some other excuse to end the conversation, because if you're giving short answers, I interpret that as you're not interested in making conversation. So I give up. I say, "Okay, no problem. I won't insist." And then you're standing there asking, "Oh, why is it so slow to find my words?" And this is the frustration, because maybe you wanted to develop your responses, but you didn't have the reflexes, or you didn't have the exact words, and it gives a bad impression, even if you don't want to. So here's what you can do instead, just to add some details. What do you do? "I'm a project manager. I work on technology projects most of the time." So you're giving some more details about yourself. And then I ask, "Oh, okay, what kind of projects are you managing?" And you can say a little bit more about what you're doing. Right now, "Oh, a big IT project. We're in the testing phase. It's not easy." And notice in these responses, the sentences are not complicated. They're not complex grammar. They're short sentences. They are generally in the present simple. I'm just checking. Yeah, present simple. So no complex tenses for the moment. So I know that you can do this with your current level. You just have to remember to think and try to add some information to develop your answers, and your small talk conversations will automatically be more fluid and more friendly, especially. And then you're like, yes, woohoo, I can do this. And you feel more confident because you made that first step successfully, and if you feel more confident in the beginning, your English level it improves. You speak better because you feel comfortable. So keep that in mind. And this is an example from the Successful Small Talk course, the first lesson, where you learn how to really talk about your job, like in a modern way that we do this in real life. You learn a little bit of grammar, some phrasal verbs. Basically, to sound more fluid, this is a very typical spoken English structure when we're speaking. We use it a lot. And then for the cultural difference, all about talking numbers with Americans. If you're talking about business and your job, there's often a lot of numbers. And Americans ask a lot of questions about numbers. So that's the first lesson. Another lesson that would help you with this situation is the second lesson about making connections with people, where you learn discourse markers. We'll see what those are to help you sound relaxed and natural. How to build a connection because you know how to find something in common with the other person. Used to, it's a very practical, natural structure for talking about your past. And, you know, the conversation style of Americans and how you can be prepared for that so that you're not surprised or destabilized after you do this lesson. And discourse markers, just to show you what these are these little words like actually, well, oh, that's funny. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, I hear you. Oh, sorry to hear that. These little tiny expressions that really make a big difference in how fluent you sound to a native speaker. Because we use these without even thinking about it. You maybe need some practice and some work, and that's what you get in this specific lesson in the Successful Small Talk course. Now, what if you don't have the exact words? Because it's nice to start a conversation, but if you don't have the vocabulary to continue after 2 minutes, you feel like this woman in the photo. It's just so frustrating because you want to do it and you're blocked. So first, what not to do. Don't apologize for your English. Don't say sorry for my English or sorry for my bad English. Unless, like in the photo, maybe you're going to send me some donuts to say I'm sorry, then it's okay. But in a conversation, don't apologize for your English. Don't say my English is not very good, because if you're saying this, you're telling the other person, but you're telling yourself also, my English is not very good. And then that is going to, make you believe this. And then your English is going to, get worse. It's not going to improve. It's going to decrease. So don't do that. Don't be negative about your English level. It is what it is. And you can say this instead, which is much more positive. Imagine here, I live in Grenoble. So here's a photo of something that we often talk about in Grenoble, these things. Maybe you know the word for them in English, maybe not. But imagine you're in a discussion and you're talking about this and you don't know the word. You can say, I'm still learning words in English. So, you acknowledge the fact that you don't have every vocabulary word, and then you describe the thing that you're trying to find. What is the thing that you use to go up a mountain and it transports you in the air? And then the person will maybe know or not. They might not get your description, but this is how you try to find vocabulary with your partner. And this is something that we native speakers do all the time when we don't have the exact word. We describe it and try to get help. So you could say something like this also. I don't know the exact words, It's the thing you use to go up a mountain and it transports you in the air. What is that called? And maybe they know, maybe they won't. But you're describing it and you're working together to create the conversation and to understand each other. And that is a totally natural part of conversation. So don't panic if you don't have a specific word. Don't block, because native speakers, this happens too. It's totally normal. You can describe with the words that you have, the words you know. Ask for help, and worse comes to worse. In the worst case situation, and even then, it's not that bad. Use your smartphone and use Lingui, which is a very helpful app. It's a website and it's a smartphone app, and it's a lot better than Google Translate. Here you can see I took some screenshots for you. This is on my telephone. I was looking for that téléphérique in French, because I speak French also. And the English word, I don't know, maybe some of you knew this word, cable car, but you can see that Lingui gives you several examples taken from all over the internet, gives you the translations so that you can see in context if the translation is correct or not. So it's much more efficient, much more reliable than Google Translate, which is sometimes not so good. So use that. Lingui is the name of it, website and a smartphone app. Now, if you want to not have to use Lingui, or you want to simply have more vocabulary, for example, to describe things that you can do in your city, there's a lesson on that in the small talk course, vocabulary for common things to visit. Simple gesture that can make a big difference in creating connections and relationships. More phrasal verbs, because everyone loves phrasal verbs. And then some cultural insights about why Americans are so excited and they think everything is so amazing in old cities, so that you can just know the mentality, let's say. And just for an example, to show you what part of a lesson looks like, here we're focusing on the phrasal verb pick up. So you have some explanations, some examples, and the definitions to help you learn this. And then, of course, you have some worksheets and practice dialogues to help you use these things in context. Now, this is the instant confidence Jedi mind trick, this little thing that really helps you. And you can see it's at the bottom. When you're nervous because you're meeting someone new, or maybe just someone that you don't know very well, imagine that they're an old friend. Like, it sounds a little woohoo, a little crazy, but it actually works. Just in your head, imagine that this person is a friend, that you know them, that you're comfortable with them, and that you're excited and happy to speak with them. And it's going to reduce your stress. Like we said here, still introduce yourself and shake hands, but you're happy to see the person result. And this is like a physical change. You relax, you're less tense, your heart doesn't beat so fast, your body language changes, and you feel more comfortable. And this is what one student said about this technique. He said, I don't know how or why this technique works, but it does. I tried it when I met a new American colleague, and I felt more comfortable. And I felt like it was easier to speak with him in English. So little technique, big difference. And you can do that like immediately. Just try it and come back on the blog or send me an email and tell me the difference that it makes for you. You could also go to this site. The web address is at the bottom there. If you want to read other success stories of people who have taken the successful small talk course, go to the website and you'll find, I think it's four to six stories of people who have taken the course and it's changed so much in the way that they make conversations, and it can do that for you too. Now, what do you need to be more fluent? Because sometimes, like, it feels like people are telling you, oh, it's easy, come on, you can do it, just memorize 20 words a day, or just speak with people as much as you can. And, you know, in your own experience, it's not easy. You're just not feeling that it's easy despite what people are saying, because you need time. That's one thing. And the bad news is time flies. We don't have enough time. Time goes by quickly. But the good news is that you're the pilot. That means you are in control of how you use your time. And if you make, let's say, intelligent choices, then you can actually find the time to really improve your English. And this course, Successful Small Talk, it is built to be compatible with your busy life, because in 13 years of teaching, I know that students have very busy lives. So when I created the course, I designed it to be easy to do, even if you have just 20 minutes a day. 15 to 20 minutes per day is all that you need to finish each, not each lesson, but each element in a lesson. So maybe 15 minutes working on some audio, 15 minutes to watch the video lesson where I teach you. Spend 15 minutes doing the worksheets to work on your grammar and your vocabulary. 15 to 20 minutes practicing speaking, because you have an interactive video to practice speaking. And then another 15 to 20 minutes checking all of your answers to be sure they're right. And that means you can do an entire lesson in 1 week. There are 15 lessons in the course, so you could complete the entire course in just 15 weeks. You work when you want, so there's no fixed time. So Sunday morning, 11 o'clock at night after the children are in bed, Saturday afternoon because it's rainy, on the bus, on your way to work. You work when you want. This is how it's very compatible with your life. Now, maybe you want speaking practice too, because some people, what they're really lacking is the opportunity to practice speaking English. And for that, you have an option, which is the booster pack. You get the complete online course plus 7 live speaking sessions to practice making small talk. As we say in English, practice makes perfect. So there is that option if you want some live speaking sessions with me and with the other students. And if you do all of this, I promise, you will have more confidence in English. You will have more vocabulary. You will feel more comfortable. Your conversations will be more fluid and fluent. Now, in case you haven't seen what's in the course, there are 5 modules with 15 lessons on different topics that are good for personal small talk conversations and also professional small talk. So at the office, with colleagues, etc. And then, of course, that booster pack option for speaking. So in total, it's 15 dialogues, 15 video lessons, more than 35 worksheets, interactive videos, corrections, and audio dialogues. So all of this is going to put you on the direct path to more fluency and better small talk conversations. When you join, you have immediate access and you have access for life. So some sites, they give you access for 6 months or 1 year. You join my course, you can work on it today, next year, in 5 years, and also when I update the course, when I add more lessons, more content, you get all of that for free. So altogether, successful small talk is language, culture, and context. And this is what you get in the course: grammar points, vocabulary, cultural tips, conversation skills, expressions. If you put that all together, you will have fluent, successful small talk conversations. Plus, there's some bonuses. I forgot to mention the bonuses, but planners, this is to help you always have the right vocabulary for the discussion. You can really personalize everything that you're learning in the course. Everything is available as MP3, so you can listen in your car, while you're jogging, anywhere. That's how it is compatible with your busy schedule. And a student group on Facebook, so you can meet other students. You can ask your questions. I'm in the group, so I can help you. And it's just a support group for the students who are in my courses. So what is all of this worth? You know, concretely, it's the online course, it's the planners, it's introduce yourself videos, MP3 lesson, the support group. But more importantly, it's a learning path that makes it easy for you to improve, even if you're busy. Like, if this is your big frustration, this course is going to solve that problem, because you'll finally see a real change in your conversational fluency. And you can read the stories of other students who will tell you the changes they saw. You're going to feel comfortable about your English. You're not going to feel embarrassed anymore when you're talking in front of your other friends or colleagues. You know, maybe they're native speakers or not. Maybe they're, I don't know, German or Swedish, and they have a really good level. And today you feel embarrassed about your level. That's going to stop. And as a result of all that, you build connections with people. You make friends. You make good work contacts. So you do better work, and you have more opportunities in both your professional and your personal life. So think about, you know, what is that worth to you in 15 weeks? If you could make these changes, you know, what is that worth in your life? And just to share a little teaser about some of the benefits from the past students, you know, improve my global level. I have better speaking skills. I feel more comfortable and confident. I have strategies and expressions, so more confidence. And my vocabulary and turns of phrases are richer and more correct. They did it, you can do it. Here's how. With the Essentials Pack, which is available in 9 monthly payments of 34 euros, so it's compatible with your budget also. 34 euros per month for 9 months. You get the entire online course, so everything that we just talked about. Or you can actually save 109 euros if you pay all in one single payment. And I'll give you the link to do this later. If you want the speaking practice, go for the booster pack. This is, again, 9 monthly payments of 67 euros. So you'll pay 67 euros each month for 9 months. But you still get access to the course for life, the online course. And again, if you want to save 100 euros, 106 euros, you can make it in one payment of 497. So you have that option as well. And again, it includes 7 live sessions. The sessions are about 1 hour. So 7 one-hour sessions with me and the other students in the course to practice making small talk on everything that you're learning. Now, I told you there would be a special bonus gift if you join today. So if you join before 11:59 p.m. tonight, you will also get a free access for your spouse. That's your husband, your wife, your partner, you know, a second person in your life. We will also create their own personal access to the course. So it's really like you're getting a 2-for-1 deal. Buy one, get one free, as we say in English. But to take advantage of this, you have to join the course before 11:59 p.m. tonight. And then this week, in the next day or two, we will take care of setting up an access for the person of your choice. You'll send us the details. So you can do this before 11:59 p.m. tonight, then that offer disappears. Of course, you have 30 days to try the course, so you can join today. Try everything, see if you like it. If you don't, just let me know and I will refund your money. And of course, everything is totally secure because I'm very cautious about paying for things online, so we take a lot of extra precautions to make sure that everything is secure. So, just a recap, how to join if you want to take advantage of that special offer. Go to this website, and I'll put the link in the chat as well. Choose your package. So the offer for your spouse is valid for both packages, the Essentials and the Booster Pack. Make your payment and you will get your access today to start becoming fluent today. Join tonight for the free access. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to spend some time answering your questions. So if you have questions, just put them in the chat and we'll talk about the questions. Okay, Anne-Laure. So Anne-Laure asked, because I don't know if you guys can all see the chat, but Anne-Laure wants to know why does registration close on a specific date? Registration closes on a specific date just because pedagogically, I like to have everyone who joins the course at about the same time. That way you're advancing together, you're progressing together. Even if you can work at your own rhythm, it means that there's probably someone who's going to be working on the same things as you. And so in the Facebook group, you can ask questions and get help from other students to help you with the modules that you're working on. So that's why we have an open and closed registration period. Okay, another question. Jean Demien asks, what are the dates for the booster pack? Okay, that's actually a good question because I didn't specify the dates. There will be a kickoff session in the month of June. So this way, before vacation, you can get some tips on how to work on the course. I'm going to give you a guided tour, show you how to work on it, answer your questions. During the summer, you can work on it, and then we'll have the other sessions in September, October, and November every other week. I don't know the exact dates yet because that's going to be a small group, so we can actually work together to decide what is the most convenient date for everyone in the group. So that will be decided when we join. And if for some reason you join the booster pack and the dates that we decide they just don't work with your schedule, then we can give you a partial refund and in fact just give you the access to the Essentials pack and we'll pay you back the difference for that. Yeah. Okay, another question. Okay, Mohammed asks, when are the lessons for the Essentials pack? Okay, the lessons for the Essentials pack, there is no specific time. You have an access to the course and you work on the course when you have time. So you basically when you have 15 minutes, 20 minutes of free time, you connect and you work on the course. And that's why it's so flexible and so compatible with your schedule, because there are no fixed times. However, I do recommend to help keep yourself regular with your English, to actually plan your sessions. Put them in your calendar, maybe, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning before work, midday, at lunch, you want to do 20 minutes. Put it in your calendar like a meeting. Treat it like a meeting with yourself. And this way you're sure to do it regularly every day. Because if you wait and you're like, oh, I'll do it when I have time, you won't have time. There are always things that are higher priority. So you do it when you want, but I recommend scheduling your time in your calendar to do it. Okay, any other questions? Okay, good question. That's actually a very good question, Veronique. How is this course different from the free videos on YouTube? Good question. The free videos on YouTube are quite short, about 5 to 10 minutes in general. They're on random, just kind of different subjects. One day it's grammar, one day it's pronunciation, one day it's business English, and you don't have any other resources to go with the video. But in this course, it's all organized, like from A to Z. I've organized everything for you. You have a learning path. I just guide you on a path. It's pedagogically, it's built, to go from one lesson to another, and there's a lot more support. There's a lot more. We go much more in depth with the lessons because you have the audio dialogue with other people who are speaking. You have the video lesson where I'm teaching you the things. You have the worksheets to improve the correctness of your language. And you have the practice dialogue, the interactive dialogue. So it's totally different from the free videos that you see on YouTube. But the best way to see for yourself is to go to the website there, the Join SST bonus. And there is actually a free sample lesson where you can look at a complete lesson. You can download everything in the lesson and you can see for yourself how it's different from the free YouTube videos. All right, any other questions? No? Okay. All right, great, you guys. I hope that you were completing your Masterclass workbook. So now you have a lot of good information to take away, to try to do immediately. You can do a lot of these things tomorrow. And if you want to take advantage of that special 2-for-1 offer of the course, then go ahead and join tonight, because at 11:59 p.m. France time, that offer disappears. If you join at like midnight and 3 minutes, it's too late. And you know how we Americans are very strict on times. So if you want to get the course, go ahead and join tonight. And if you have any other questions, feel free to send me an email. I'll stick around on the chat for a little while to answer your questions. But other than that, I'm going to tell you, have a good night, and I will see you very soon in the course. All right, see ya. Bye.